Well, yesterday seemed like a real turning point for Team Europe in terms of singles matches, with Shaw and FSR beating their opponents convincingly. Next up, it's 2023 European Open champ and Jason Shaw's right-hand man this week, David Alcaide, taking on Billy Thorpe, who was berating himself in the teams match, but I'm sure he's put that rack to the back of his mind. Well, we're about to find out with JJ and Phil.
Thanks, Abigail. Yeah, Billy Thorpe lagging nicely, so he gets the break. Europe 4 points away from a 5th consecutive Mosconi Cup. Can Billy Thorpe step into the breach?
I don't know if he has anything on the 2, and the 2 near that side pocket. Going to be a difficult push out if that's the case. And it was really the break shot that left Team USA in that last match. A scratch from Skyler on a thin hit on the 1, a dry break from Shane, and you could see the stats was really lopsided.
Push out ball.
Okay, we'll see. Billy called the push out. He's coming to the bottom cushion. He's got a lot of speed here. This is going to get up a bit. Now, David's not going to overlook anything. Is there a rail first on this shot where you kind of come across the 2, let it bump into the red 3, and let the cue ball just kind of coast behind the 8? It's a tricky shot.
Billy, please play again.
Not sure he recognized it, and normally David sees it all, especially on the tactical side. Now Billy, being a great banker, that helps you tactically. You just kind of feel certain shots. He's going to draw the cue ball back to where he's standing and just take some chances with the object ball. Yeah, so you could say a good decision. And neither player, I don't think, recognized that shot I was talking about, even though it was touchy and definitely a gamble. It's almost normally like that in a push-out situation.
David Alcaide always seems to go under the radar in the Mosconi Cup, and yet his record is excellent. In singles particularly.
And you can see him sizing up the green 6. That's going to tell him where he wants on the purple 5. Should be some kind of stun across the table a little bit. Really has a lot of options on that 6 ball. He can play from the center of the table, or he could try to get over to the side cushion. Where he's at now, I kind of like keeping it simple.
A little close to his work.
Yeah, very much so. And I don't know if he didn't gain any angle here. This could be very awkward. Even if he has to use the bridge, he's going to have to probably take a long shot on the 7. Ben's got to be right on top of this.
Alcaide, for all of his successes, and he's had plenty, is prone to the odd shot where the shoulder is heavily involved.
Yeah, he had, you know, unlike a lot of players, he tends to grip the cue a little more with the backhand.
Saw it coming. I saw it coming.
Yeah, and I wasn't a fan of the position he tried to play on the 6. I know hindsight's 20/20, but he could have come up to the center of the table easily. And now Billy Thorpe, an opportunity. I think he's going to take on the cut. I think it does play to the lower left. Work the cue ball some 3 or 4 rails around the table.
That is so uncalled for. Supporting your team is great, but not when a player is down on the shot. You don't shout out then. Off limits, Jeremy.
Yeah, I agree, and really kind of not too smart on the European side either. I mean, they're way outnumbered in this crowd. And not only that, I mean, the absolute wrong guy to get going mentally with some kind of anguish or something like that, that being Billy Thorpe, I think it's going to pump him up.
For David Alcaide, yes, he is prone to missing balls like that, but he's also very good at shaking it off. He's not one who dwells.
No, I mean, 2 years ago, it was amazing the kind of heckle and jive he was.
Now listen to this.
Not when players down on their shot, please.
A very badly timed Europe. The shout came from the crowd. You don't do that. It isn't cricket.
No, absolutely not. And it's a delicate game. And we all know the Mosconi can get a little crazy, but that one was a little much. And I really think very much the wrong guy to get motivated right here in Billy Thorpe.
It's that old phrase we've used before, poking the bear. You don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. Let's see if Davey can make up for a big miss 7. All right, the 2's coming down with the cue ball. That's always a good sign. It's going to happen with the pink 4. I think it did open. He's really got a nice starter here after missing a 7. Expected something a little more difficult, but you never know after the break shot. All right, this ball ran quite a bit, and you could see a little shake of the head. Now the angle is taking him towards some traffic with the 5, 8, and 9 on the left side. I don't know what he can do here. He may end up having a collision.
Again from range to the same pocket. Psychologically testing.
Yeah, not only that, he's got to get into the cue ball a little bit one way or another to get an angle on the 5 to get over for the 6. So that little shot on the 2 caused some problems. That's maybe too much. We'll see. Held up.
That's David Alcaide's daughter.
I was going to say, though, David 2 years ago played some of the poor matches and then turned right around and played just magnificent in some big moments.
The 7 provides no problems this time. It was a little bit of a wobbler. It wiped its feet, but Alcaide is back on.
Him and Fran both have come a long ways. And the shots on after the break have been a little one-sided, it seems, but Team USA still on the grind.
And we cannot overstate the importance of the break. If you knock one in and you're on the next value ball, that's invaluable.
Yeah, absolutely, especially, you know, after making the big mistake on the 7 in the first game, to break the balls and get such a cupcake to get started, that makes a huge difference, especially, you know, mentally you can leave things behind. Now you're thinking you just had a break and run. Billy must be able to see quite a lot of portion of this ball. I thought he was pretty limited. Two ball's going to open up, though. So you had to either just commit and let the 2 open up and get the cue ball to the cushion, or maybe consider a push out there. I thought he was pretty limited, and he certainly served up a shot.
I'll tell you what, there's no problem floating the balls around this table.
No, smart shot, taking the natural path. Not trying to do too much, and you get a little more friendlier way to shoot the ball with a little speed.
I always think Alcaide is a more effective player when there's a shot clock. Sometimes he gets a little bogged down when it's not in place.
No, absolutely. I think we see that with a lot of players, but in the early days of some of the major events when the shot clock's not in place, he's had some 3-hour matches, 3.5-hour matches before, and I don't think he plays his best pool in that situation.
The shot clock makes your mind up for you.
Yeah, and he's got a great one also, and it's just like a lot of other sports. You got to go with that gut instinct more often than not.
Yeah, in Q sports, slow doesn't equal good. This match features El Matador against a player who's won the Battle of the Bull. And right now, the Spaniard is taking the bull by the horns. He leads 2-1.
Do what you want, I came to win. You have arrived in the middle of a dream. Whoa. Roll the dice and we can begin. The time is now, fight the machine.
If you wanted to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
Alcaide. Their husband and father going nicely. I was a little concerned after the first rack, actually. Of course, you can lose a rack at any time, but when you've got a straight in 7 ball and you miss it, it doesn't really put you in the best psychological headspace. But as we said at the time, Jeremy, Alcaide's one of those players who can put that aside. He can park that thought and just get on with things.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, he is what he is. He does miss that occasional ball, or a ball you don't expect, or maybe some others don't miss, but he's just got such a strong mind. He's so strong in other areas, and the bounce back is definitely one of them.
Well, my day's been made anyway. There's a guy sitting in the front row with an Angels cap on. My kind of guy.
Yeah, big Angels fan, Phil Yates. All right, the 2's right there again. So David's got a chance to get a little bit of a hold of this match at 3-1. This is a doable table. Pretty standard shot here from the 3 to the pink 4. 4's near the pocket, but I think I'd like to try and come 2 cushions just before the 9 and try and get a little closer to the pink. You may threaten getting near the 5 here, but I think it's worth it.
caught a substantial amount of jaw, that did, but I think by hitting it to that side of the pocket actually helped positionally.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing when you're cutting the ball, you have a little more room for error with the pocket. Not as much, it's hard to explain, but not as much pressure on the ball as a full hit that makes the ball want to jaw a little bit more. That's why the great players are so good. Once they get in line, they keep those nice angles that, excuse me, nice angles that really work in their favor. I love the cue ball where it's at now. It's just got to command the speed coming 2 cushions.
Doing the right thing. If you don't feel settled, back away. And with 3 balls left, taking the extension. Perfectly logical.
You notice he caught the 7 thick to the pocket. That cost him at least a foot of cue ball movement. And now he's got to decide not only how I play the 8, but how do I play the 8 to get on the 9?
Good shape there. It's a done deal. Now it isn't. One of those racks where the 8 is very similar to the 9, actually. He's just executed on one occasion. Can he double up? Yes, he most certainly can. David Alcaide with a hat-trick of rack wins to take a 3-1 lead over Billy Thorpe. You know, it's 23 days to go till Christmas, and for these guys, Europe and Team USA, the Mosconi Cup itself is the gift that just keeps on giving. It doesn't matter how much money is at stake. It doesn't matter the size of the trophy or the prestige involved. When it comes to emotional involvement, nothing tops the Mosconi Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And these players, of course, are such tight groups and playing for their country, and all these fans that show up and they support them in every way possible. But yeah, it's a huge moment for all these players, that's for sure.
And now this is a really big rack. Yes, we've seen large deficits overturned, but at 4-1, Alcaide would be holding all of the aces. And of course, he would be breaking in rack 6. Imperative for Thorpe to head back.
Looks like the 2's going to open up. It's not going to be easy, though, with the red 3 on the top cushion. A lot of angle on this, too, so hard to hold the ball. I kind of wish the bank was open just so I could see Billy bank another ball. It's always fun to watch.
That cue ball needs to roll. Has it made the journey?
I think he's cut him off the pocketable look at the 2. I think you can see some of it, though. Looks like the jump cue's out.
Extension call.
Well, to quote Larry David, pretty good.
Yeah, very good, and a little unlucky catching underneath the green 6, and the cue ball went kind of opposite direction. Kind of drew off the 6 a bit. Still had backspin from the jump.
Now, the little flick on the 8 ball there might have helped the Americans.
Yeah, he's definitely got a shot. I mean, David didn't leave him anything easy. Of course, trying to use distance, tried to get the snooker, but a big ball here for Team USA and Billy Thorpe.
The positional complexities of this one leading Thorpe to take his extension.
How's the speed? I don't know. Well, that was one heck of a shot. Not only knocking in the pink, that was awfully thin with a lot of side spin, but the 3-rail position with not a big window to get on the purple 5.
That increases Thorpe's options, breaking up the 7 and the 8 from close proximity.
Yeah, he's got to draw the cue ball back a little bit here. Doesn't need a lot.
dish by any means. During the press conference on the eve of this year's Mosconi Cup, Billy Thorpe said, "I might not be the straightest shooter, but I've got the biggest heart." And that was on display in rack 5. That was hard fought. The dish, delightful. Europe's lead, down to 3-2.
Yeah, and all you can do if you're Team USA is just, try and get out when you can, just hoping you get a chance on David's break.
Now, a little earlier we saw the players' reaction to what's been happening over the last few days. Let's see it from the crowd perspective. These tickets were sold out in no time when they went on sale, and you can understand why. It is every day 5 hours, maybe 5 hours plus of high-octane entertainment.
Yeah, without a doubt, Phil. It's the best event of the year, and so many players show up just to watch it, the ones that don't make the event as a member of one of the teams. And also, Sky, Madroom, everyone put on such a great event. You know it's going to be quality when you buy that ticket.
Can Alcaide again capitalise on his break?
Cue ball. All right, the two's going up table. This is what I mean. You just got to be patient if you're Billy Thorpe and Team America, and hope that some of these opportunities after the break kind of disappear for Team Europe. It should be a push out of some sort.
And the USA have claimed points from behind in matches. A couple of times from 2-0 down they've won. Another time from 3-1 down when Jason Shaw missed the 8 ball. They're still very much in this. It's on a knife edge.
Yeah, he's got to push out to a kick shot here, and I'll tell you, it's not going to be one that Billy minds, I don't think.
Billy, it's your choice.
He's left a little piece of it. Now, David purposely tried to put the 7 in a tough position. Anytime you have to push out, especially at the pro level, you're going to be a little behind. And here's the 2-rail scape I was talking about that you almost have to take on, I think. There's just too many balls there that can go your way if you can stop the cue ball right there where the 2's at and bring the 2 down by the 6.
Yeah, the push out from Alcaide was asking for trouble. We call him Billy the Banker because he's got a deep-seated appreciation of angles.
Oh, yeah, and that's why tactically he's a little better than you think. Just when you play so much banks, it teaches you those foreign hits and kind of how the ball comes off the rail and whatnot. But David knew that was going to be a bad situation for him. That's why he tried to make the 7 a bit tougher. Might open up a 3-9 combination. Look at this rack right here. It makes sense. One of the most unique layouts I've ever seen in the Mosconi. All the balls on the right side of the table near this side rail. just looks like ball in hand position to me, Phil.
Extension call.
Let's remember one thing, he won the lag. If he can get back to 3-3, he's got 2 more breaks potentially. The 3-9 combination finds the target. And Billy Thorpe, after falling 3-1 in arrears, gets back to all square. Alcaide 3, Thorpe 3, and the best part of the match, the most important part of the match, is coming up. Stay tuned. 3-9, all is fine for Billy the Banker Thorpe.
Listen up, this is how we do it. Got the power and we're not afraid to use it. Dreaming big, yeah, we gotta have it. Hey, we got the magic, flying high, we can take the pressure. You can try, but we'll always do it better. Never stop, yeah, we gotta have it.
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
Fan favourite. Certainly the case, but this match is not an open and shut case, far from it. It's so tight and so vital. It would be a crushing blow for the USA to lose this one and fall behind in the match by 3 points for the first time. Billy Thorpe trying his level best to avoid that.
Scores are tied, 3 ranks each.
Can he come through? Oh, it's a scratch. It's a scratch. And the table is wide open.
Yeah, it looked like he caught the one a little thin. We'll get another look in a moment. Yeah, he caught it a little thin. That's why the cue ball was on the bottom end. It seems to find a pocket quite often.
Momentum in this Mosconi Cup over the years has always switched in a split second. We saw it again there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of heat on David at this moment. I feel like if he can avoid that scratch and let him start with ball in hand. Now he's a little short of the mark here, but the red 3 is so open, shouldn't be a problem.
That shot just goes to show how brutally tight these middle pockets are. He treated that one with the utmost respect, as they all do. Clearing a table at the Mosconi Cup is never connecting the dots. That's trivializing it. But this is a very, very good chance.
Yeah, these sit nicely. Got to work a little bit from the 8 to the 9, of course. Get a little bit from the 5 to the 6 to the 7. But now if he fell straight here and near the cushion, but way too savvy a vet to let that happen. I think he is somewhat straight, but does have the bottom of the cue ball. Maybe he's going towards the bottom cushion a little bit, which makes it to where he can't get so close to the 6. That being the green 6. Looks like to me he can draw it. No, there's that angle I was talking about.
And by hitting the 5 into that portion of the pocket, he maximized the angle.
Yeah, he's just so good with the cue ball. Can make up for a little bit of that shot making, just because he keeps in line so well.
If you're just joining us, Alcaide missed the 7-ball in the first rack. Then he went 3-1 ahead. Now he's 3 balls away from regaining the edge.
This is going to get near the rail, and we all know what that means. Always testy.
He was a little jumpy as he went through with the cue there. That's why he got too much action on the white. This one is definitely missable. David Alcaide feeling one emotion right now. Pure and simple relief. He's on the hill. He leads 4-3. You know, anything can happen in the Mosconi Cup. Sometimes the laws of physics are defied. Ask David Alcaide. You did not get confused there. Your eyes didn't deceive. The 7 in a previous Mosconi Cup going in and then coming straight back
out. Look at the kid. It's a crazy thing. It just has to hit the ball just right.
Yeah, that was Mickey Krause. He couldn't quite believe what occurred. That was a regurgitation of the 7-ball.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And what a match that was, by the way.
Alcaide's probably best not to have seen that, because things like that stick in the mind. He's trying to keep as calm as possible. You don't want to think, not again.
Yeah, right. Why are they showing that at this moment? Yeah, that's a Mosconi memory for sure.
Rackets. Team Euro to break. On the hill, leading 4 racks to 3.
All right, he had 2 breaking runs in this match, looking for a third. And the 2's going to spin up to the side cushion somewhat anyways. May spin a little more. And he's going to have a look, though, I think. I think there is a bank there, and it's going to be a hard one to pass on.
And this is a man who achieved one of his great individual successes at the World Masters by banking a 9-ball length of the table. Nail biting, isn't it?
Yeah, he's kind of surveying as something tactical better than the bank. I don't think he's shooting at it. He's just floating behind the 8 mildly. That's a smart shot.
And caressing the 8, held it there.
Now Billy kicking a big 2-ball. I believe it was the team match yesterday, I think it was. And then got out behind it. A big moment for Team USA. Needs another. We'll see how David's feeling here. I think it's one he's supposed to attack on. There's some easy safety options, though.
He's got so many golden assets, David Alcaide. I think potting from distance wouldn't be considered at the top of the list.
I'll tell you, it's a funny shot. I might float him behind the 9 here, coming off his right side of the blue 2. Yeah, you can see him putting a little right spin to try and check off that left side rail. Little fortunate, did not plan on the 2 going into the brown 7. They could have settled on this bottom cushion with that collision, but it did come up table a little bit. Certainly a ball he should hit. And really, it's not hard to get the 2 up by the red 3.
By his standards, that wasn't the best, was it? And now you can see the shoulders drop. Thorpe knows that might be his last shot of the singles. You could say, Jeremy, it should be his last shot.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's for sure. We'll see what Alcaide does to finish. He's been solid in these positions. He was trying to hit the bottom of the blue 2 there, Billy was.
When you get to this stage, when a player's on the hill and he's in to win, that's when the palms start to sweat, the nerves intensify.
And he fell straight here, so he's got to draw the cue ball back. And it looks like he's falling a hair straight here as well. Any angle would make things a lot easier, but just hold there and play the 6. It's not that tough a shot. No, he's going forward, so there is some angle.
That was terrifically played.
Yeah, he got a lot of check on that right spin out of the cue ball. Perfect speed, really.
Will the 7 trip him up again? Still one more test to be passed, and there's his great friend Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Both of them solid gold guys. FSR would agree right now it's tougher to watch than play. And there's still nothing certain. Strange things happen in the Mosconi Cup. But not this time. Oh no! The Spanish have arrived en masse in this Mosconi Cup. FSR and now David Alcaide, they're playing such a massive part in a fiesta of pool. It's Viva España again, and Europe now lead by 3 matches at 8-5. David Alcaide's wife and his daughter, part of the celebration party, and rightly so. I thought he held himself together beautifully there. Europe, their grip on this cup is getting tighter by the match.
Huge congratulations, David Alcaide. I mean, the fans seem to be happy. That's what we like to see. Look, it was a little bit of a shaky start. In rack 1, you did miss the long 7 ball, but you managed to stay composed and get right back into it.
Well, it's part of the game, no? Sometimes you miss some shot, you don't feel good, but you need to stay focused. Don't forget you confident. But first, I want to say for Billy plays so good. He's amazing people, also amazing player. He fights so hard during the match.
I was just about to ask you about Billy because he was really pushing you. You found yourself 3-all, and then his scratch on the break. It felt like it opened the door for you to finish the job.
Right. When he 3-3, he scratched in the 3-3. Of course, it's a big chance for me, but you never know. When you play in this venue, you can't miss any shot. You need to stay so focused, and finally, I can to win.
And I've also got to ask you if you're having as much fun out here as your family are, because your wife and your daughter are your loudest cheerleaders. Can you hear them out there?
Yeah, when you play for, doesn't matter if family or wherever it is. Look.
Here they come. It's gorgeous. I mean, they're up there, they're shouting your name, and you've got so much support. It really makes a difference.
Right. It's a pleasure when I have my family with me and all the fun. It's amazing for me.
Well done. Enjoy.
Alcaide then moving Team Europe just 3 points from glory and a 5th successive Mosconi Cup triumph. Can they edge closer in our next match? Well, Sean Catchy will certainly be hoping so.
Listen